All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back, rather, to the RVCCIS.Info flagship video series. We are your hosts for the series. I will start on, it depends what we do with the video here. So this will be on my left. We've got with us here today, Jim Conley. Say hello, Jim.
Hey, hey.
We've got Stephanie Washer.
Hey.
And Chuck Conkle.
Yes.
There he goes. And myself, Eric Wolf, we are the faculty at Rock Valley College, and we are CIS faculty. And this is the second of our opening three-part series about the exodus I think all of us had from society here with our social distancing and work from home plans. And today, like we can see behind us here, it is our home setups. So I think all of us have a little bit of slapshod put togetherness here for our home setups. We'll actually drop some pictures in the video feed here a little later on about all of our setups without our big melons in the way when we're talking about them here. So you'll see what it's like to be an instructor working from home just in as rushed a fashion as I think you guys are. So who wants to start us out? Any changes brought about by how it is that you work or your work from home setup rather because of COVID? Anybody can take it out.
I had some changes. Actually, I built my computer, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. It's an i7 with 32 gig of memory, but the fans were dying. So when I'd make a video, all you could hear is like the fan in the background. And so I spent, instead of buying a new computer, which, you know, of course I wanted an i9 and all this expensive stuff, I spent $25 on fans, and now it's quiet and works perfect.
Frugal. That's way smart. Yeah,
Go ahead, Jim,
go for it.
Oh, go. All right. I went to Rock Valley. They let me in.
Did they?
Yeah, like for 5 minutes. I had to call public
Did you have
safety.
to bribe anybody? Because I got another set of headphones I was looking at grabbing from there yet.
Oh, I should have done that for you. Yeah, I called public safety and got an appointment basically and ran in and grabbed an extra screen, one of those cool screens that Stephanie bought for the Raspberry Pis.
Yeah.
Eric picked those out, I think.
Yeah, so I hooked it up
they were
as
the
a second
cheapest
screen.
that the law would allow.
Yeah,
Jim, with those, don't hold on to them for too long because I think the lead will leach out of them into your system. They're not safe for using for long periods of time.
My son and I are using them, so we've got our dual screens with our laptops. Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing with us is my kids are both home. We were empty nesters and they can both work remotely, so we've got all 4 of us working at home.
Okay.
So we have to sometimes move around into different rooms when we're on meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Now for me, I guess it was I had to do some podcast of hardware for one of the courses coming up, and I didn't have a nice way to do it, and so I had to order a device, basically like a boom device to hold my iPhone while kind of like a document camera,
a cage. Yeah.
And I'd never done that before to this extent anyway, and it took a few tries to get it right. But the way I set it up was I had a document camera on the bottom right corner of the Mac, and then the page I was on showing instructions on the left, and then my face I think was on the upper right corner, something like that.
Cool.
But yeah, it took some figuring out. I did find in the investigation of all of it, research, a really nice piece of software that mirrors any device. It could be iOS or Android to your computer via a USB-C or a USB-B cord, which is a lot more truer video feed than a mirrored over Wi-Fi.
Yeah, like AirParrot or Reflector would be. Yeah,
I've used those in the past, but it's really choppy, and so I'll send that maybe to you, Eric, and you can.
Yeah, I can put it down in the show notes. Anybody can go ahead and grab them when we're done.
Later or within the show notes, that'd be good, because it's a very inexpensive app. It's like $6 or something, and well worth the money though, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually was forced to clean this, not just for the camera, but when the day after we got sent home, my wife was actually sent home too. So she gets my old view, which was out the, actually we had to move her, that's not true, we started out there, but now she's on the kitchen table because she's got the same thing, 2 monitors, there was too much stuff coming home with her. So I'm down here in the freezing cold basement, hence this, it's like 54 degrees down here.
Yeah.
And it's okay, I'm burning extra calories just sitting here doing nothing. So I figure it's fine. But so yeah, so I've learned I cannot upload videos when she has her VPN turned on because the pipeline we have just goes whoomp, and I get something like 4 kilobits per second upload.
Ooh.
And which is like I could type zeros and ones faster than that.
Right, exactly.
So there was a little bit of a learning curve there for that. So when she's on meetings, I make sure I don't make coffee. When I'm recording for classes, she makes sure she's not, coming down the steps or whatever, because actually there's no door here for the basement either. So I have a sheet, like what do you call those? One of those light blocking shades. I just have that up for a door, and it actually helps block some of the sound. So it works pretty good.
So instead of recording now light, it's a sheet.
Yes, exactly.
There you go. That works.
Yeah. And I just, I leave I turn the light in the hallway over here on. So when the light's on, I'm working. When it's not, come on down. So
yes. The other thing too is different for me when I'm recording, whether it's live or pre-recorded, is my dog, for whatever reason, he's very quiet usually, but I notice he hits his dog food bowl like constantly whenever I'm doing a podcast or live stream. It's just a constant ding like a bell, and he never does that. And right after, he looks at me like, I don't know what's going on.
mm-hmm.
But I know it's attention. He's not getting the attention. So
yeah,
right.
It's funny.
That is funny.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. So yeah, it just sounds like it's Pavlov's bell. That's what he's doing. He's like, if you're going to ignore me, you're going to hear that bell every time or your students are going to hear the bell rather every time they come through here to listen.
Mm-hmm.
So Stephanie's already, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, I did buy a stylus and a new Surface pencil.
Did you get the carpenter pencil one?
Yeah. Yes, it's awesome. It's the best thing I ever bought for it.
Yeah.
I love it. Sorry.
This is our second portion here, is the hardware section. So anything that we've bought to help augment what we're doing. You missed the beginning of the show where we all talked about buying too much. So this will be that piece. So, okay, Surface pencil, sell us on a Surface pencil.
I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to describe this to you, but it actually, I'm sure the Apple Pencil is just as good, but there's an app. What app did I buy? It starts with an N, and it does handwriting to text so nice and just very, very nicely. And I also have the screen I'm pointing at is a touch screen monitor. It's like 23-inch touchscreen monitor, and I bought a $10 stylus because every stylus in my house is not as sensitive as it should be, and I didn't realize that would be a problem. So this one I can actually sign documents and send them out, and it looks like a signature. It doesn't look like a straight line.
Right.
Yeah. A bunch of lines.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of that app. Maybe I'll have to look it up real quick.
Is it Notability?
It's something Nebo. It's Nebo.
Oh, the Nebo. All right.
Nebo.
Oh, on Windows. That's right.
Yeah. I got Surf. Yeah, you know what?
You're iPad resistant. That's what it is.
Yeah, Cisco and Microsoft have paid my salary for a long time. I just keep them in business.
Those Surface Pros are awesome, I tell you. Yeah.
I got a Surface Go, but I bought that partially because I wanted to be able to write on things, and then for grad school to write, text in my handwriting to text, so that I don't have to kill a whole bunch of trees, writing things out and then typing them up.
It's a larger screen too, right? Isn't that the one?
Yeah. Let's see, what do I have? This is a 4x6. This is 4x6.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice size. Yep.
It is a nice size. And, I do like the fact that I don't have it in a case because it has the
the stand. Yeah.
Stand in it. But I got to say, my other favorite item is that Pixel book. I think Chuck got one too. We ended up getting a Pixel book, and I just love it.
Those are nice. Yeah.
I don't know. And probably it's just this touch screen portion of things is why I love those.
Yeah. Yeah, those are really nice. Those Pixel books are.
Yeah.
Cool.
I had to buy a Chromebook to do Chromebook posting videos for faculty and students right after we all got sent home. And I hate that with the fiery passion of 1,000 burning suns, because you can do no work as far as I'm concerned from there. I was trying to get video off of there. I was trying to do the screen recording off of there. And it was just.
Don't hold back, Eric. Yeah.
It was I actually really like the screen. I think it has a fine 1920 by 1080 screen with a touch screen, which I kind of like because I have Macs for everything and there's just no touch screen.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
It's end user's dream, but content creation, no.
Right. Yeah. So if I was in Chrome, it was fine. Yeah. So things like grading and Canvas are fine too. Right. But to do real work, it's just not capable.
No.
That'd be my least favorite purchase, honestly, since this has all become began was it's a Lenovo C34 Chromebook.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It's got a nice keyboard. It really does. But Chrome is not for content creation for sure. Like if you were doing podcasting from there, it's a lie that you could do it professionally. It's just there's no way. There's better tools on an iPhone than there are on a Chromebook for that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, Jim, any purchase? Oh, nope. Steph, go for it.
I was going to say, none of us are going to want Chromebooks because we want something better.
Yeah.
Road warriors.
Yeah.
Trenches.
Stephanie turned me on to Screencast-O-Matic, so I bought that for videos and demo, and I'm loving it. It's great.
And the new upgrade is really nice too. I think they did a good job. They always keep that updated. I like that.
And it's cheap. What was it? It's $29 a year. It's not.
Yeah, I think I upgraded it to do more videos or upload them, and so $30. It was great.
Because all my students are using that for their finals, is doing screencasting through that.
Oh, okay.
And so, well, here's my tool. If I can reach it, Eric, if I can show it, if I can bring it out or not. There it is, right there. Okay, this is my fancy smancy. This is one of my shipping too much stories, I guess. But anyway, I did need a new microphone. This is a blue microphone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really
Yeti Pro.
Really popular brand for podcasting.
Chuck did not hold back, everybody. Chuck was like, Jim would not have done this.
No.
Chuck said, open up my wallet and go for the big one there.
Oh, they got me every time, man. But anyway, my old blue microphone pooped out the first day of podcasting. And so I ended up getting this one, and I already knew what the quality was going to be like. So but this is really heavy. It's very, very good quality mic, and it picks up well. And anyway, I recommend it. And it's like Stephanie, not getting paid from Microsoft, but I'm not getting paid from Blue Microphone either.
Right.
It is a good
microphone. I have a Blue Yeti microphone just like that, but the cheaper one.
Yes.
Not the Pro. So it's just the silver one. It's actually this one here. I bought it before Barrett was born, so I could do podcasts for classes then. Yes. And it's on its own boom mic now. It's gotten much fancier over time. Nice. But I really love that thing. It's great.
Yeah. So that's my only expense really I had outside of what I already had, except for the document camera. So document camera mount thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I was glad I ran back in the day we were ejected so I could pick up. I know that made the sound poor for everybody right there.
Which one's that? What is that? What's that? What you just-
The Amazon Basics condenser mic. I got it open box for $11.
There you go.
And there was not so much as a scratch on it, and it actually still had the plastic around the back end of the housing.
Mhm.
And I really appreciate, because as teachers, like, I'm not built for an office anymore. Like, me being here in a basement to do work for 6 hours at a crack,
Yeah.
and then, break up my day it's like I'm used to being in one classroom to another, and just being in one place is really, it's hard.
Sure.
So being able to go upstairs and do the videos has been really great. I've gone outside twice in the pouring rain, which you can really hear with the microphone, which was stupid. But that's been really fantastic so far.
Yeah, definitely.
No other purchases anybody wants to admit to? I am hemming and hawing over buying another set of over-the-ear wireless headphones because I don't need it at all. But I want one desperately. I want a white pair because I'm an idiot, or a red one. So,
Right. Well, I did purchase this, but it was before the break. It's a Lenovo mouse. It can be either Bluetooth or wireless. And what's cool about it is when you flip it, it goes flat, and that can be used for a controller for a projector. Or
Oh, cool.
that is awesome.
really pretty. It's a Microsoft product, and so. But anyway, it's really works for Mac or PC. I think they're about $25 or something like that.
Come to think about it.
Called the Yoga, YOGA.
Mm-hmm.
Is the brand, is the model, I think, is Yoga.
That's cool.
Chuck
Not to be
reminded me.
confused with
I
Yoda.
also
No, I just
Okay.
said not to be confused with Yoda.
no, it's not a Baby Yoda microphone.
Not Baby Yoda microphone. If it was, that might be pretty awesome. But
Yes. Chuck, you're gonna love this. I picked up the second generation Apple, I think it's Magic Trackpad,
yeah,
and it works with every iPad now. So I can do videos from my iPad, but it looks like a cursor now. So I can do,
right,
back and forth.
You have a mouse point to your iPad.
Right. And
Yeah, that's right.
that is, and again, they're way too expensive, and I got it from Amazon open box. It was 30% off.
Nice.
$100, which is still way too much.
Right.
But I have, every week when I do recordings for classes now, I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't have to be on a desk the whole time. I can just take the iPad and walk around. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, because now also too, I just now realized last year that the iPads now have USB capabilities to where you can drag and drop files from a USB drive for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
They released that sometime last year, maybe, I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, with iOS 13. Or
yeah.
iPad OS, that's what it was called.
Yeah. So now we can now move around files and use our mouse, I guess, on our iPads now.
Mm-hmm. It's really cool. It's dorky,
definitely.
but it's cool.
No. Totally agree.
Any software? We've already seen, Jim, which was it? Screencast-O-Matic from you. Anybody using anything else that's saving your hides?
Go ahead, Stephanie.
I bought Explain Everything.
Did you?
Yeah. I think Liz Brown is going to have a thing on Monday about it because I need a little help with it. I think it's just probably not how to use it, but more of how she uses it in her classroom, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bought the Adobe Suite. I bought it. I bought an Adobe Premiere Pro online.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we needed some write-offs anyway for next year. So I'm like, okay, Brad, I'm buying it. And it actually, I thought I would have some problems getting used to it and doing video with it, but it's been fine.
Yeah, it's the Windows version was super great for like detaching audio so that you can send it from Premiere Pro to Audition. Makes it sound a million times better in 2 clicks. It's a really cool workflow for that.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I need to do a Zoom with you and get some tips on how to use it.
We're all just sitting around.
Everything's really good. That's a good tool. Explain everything is really good. And then upgrade they just did is nice too, Stephanie. So
okay, all right.
Yeah. Here's mine. I did pay money on the premium version of Kahoot, which I use for all my classes for surveys, quizzes. It gamifies. What it does basically is it gamifies quizzes to make them fun and less boring and more interactive. If you've ever been to like, Buffalo Wild Wings, where you get the tablets, you can play a game. It's just like that. So at the end of the session, they see who the winner is of the session, whoever answers the fastest. And I have them enter in fictitious names in the session, and then they're all can be anywhere, and they can play it from any device. And so I've been using it for a number of years, but I got the pro version because it adds a new thing called word cloud, where students can type in any word when you ask a question, and it just populates the word cloud dynamically on the screen. And so it just kind of throws them in there. And so Kahoot Premium, I think it was like about, I don't know, $70 a year or something like that for that. But it's well worth it because I probably have 150 Kahoots I've created this semester alone. Mm-hmm. And so really good for interactivity, and students don't just need to use it in school, they can use it in their workplace for meetings and things of that nature. Again, just to gamify and make things more interesting and fun. And
Eric, you gave me a good idea. I did the Google Hangouts. I got a Google phone number. So
okay.
I've given that out, and students have been using that. They've been texting me.
Yes.
Programs do. They text me, hey, can you look at this? And I can do it in real time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we either Skype or Zoom or something like that. So they don't feel afraid to text me anymore. So that's been helping a lot.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Yeah, the Google phone number works awesome because students text already. And
and once they start getting used to it, they're not afraid to keep.
They use it 99% of the time with me, is just
right.
text the Google number. It's just the best way to communicate for students anyway. Well, even with my kids, it's the same way. If I want to communicate with my kids that are in their 30s now, it's text messaging. I can call them all day long. It just goes right to voicemail. So
right.
they're not answering. It doesn't matter what time of day it is, not answering. And so, yeah, that's my purchase. Eric is the Kahoot, and a number of other softwares. But that's been the one I've used the most probably is that. And I think I did upgrade my Screencastify, the Chrome product for Screencast. I did upgrade that one, which again is pretty reasonable. Mm-hmm. But, a lot of tools out there for Screencast, and that's just the one I have been using this semester. Mm-hmm. So far, it's been I like it because it integrates well with Google Drive, and you can immediately share it. It's saved immediately after you're done with the podcast, and I do very little editing, which my students know post-podcast. And so once a podcast is done or a screencast is done for a class, they know they can get content within about 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
From the
I've
site.
actually gone the other way. So over winter break, I got Final Cut Pro for my Mac. And now I try to get the ums and ahs I do invariably. God. And it takes a little while longer. And when I do the recordings on either, my Mac here, or especially on my 5K iMac, 10 minutes of video is 9 gigabytes of space. Wow. So since January, I filled up 1 terabyte of space on my drive. So I actually had to buy a 4 terabyte drive. Just
any sales on hard drives, tell you about it, right? Any sales on external drives, let Eric know.
Yeah, right.
You're going to need the space.
I'm going to need the space. Yeah. So now I have this crazy array where I have a 256 of 512 SSD, and then when I'm done, I move all of the assets from a video out to the 4 terabyte spinning drive. So, thanks. I think I saw it on like YouTube a Sarah Dietschy video or something, I'm like, oh, thank God somebody as stupid as me, or like, I know there's got to be a way to do this. So she was talking about that. I'm like, yes, that's a perfect idea. So I just put those all out on there.
Now, have you found out over time since you've been doing that you've changed your cadence or how you normally podcast, that you've gotten better with
Yeah, I've done it for long enough.
You're more aware of it?
I'm more aware of it, and I notice if I wait until too late in the day, so after I've been playing with Barrett and all those other things, and it's been a long day, and now I finally have time to go and do a screencast or something, I say a lot more, and it's just I've used up my vocabulary for the day and I am done. So now I try to do them I'll even do them as early as 5:50 in the morning. Because at the very least I'm cogent as opposed to just a slop of.
I'm the same way. I'm better early in the morning, early, 4:30, 4 o'clock, because by the end of the day, I don't care. I'm in the I don't care mode.
Exactly.
Which my wife used to hate me saying that, but
and to any and all of our students, we are still cogent at 6 o'clock in the afternoon when we're finally still teaching. So we're
I don't care mode or
capable.
Or I don't care mode. Either one, that's the mode I'm in after 5 or 6. And so I totally agree with the early morning. So, but not everybody's early morning. I know that.
No, I'm not up that early. There's no way I'm up that early.
Yeah, I blame it on my grandpa. He got me up
on a farm. I thought there's some rule about getting up before 5 o'clock, isn't there?
You're
I think.
Right. Yeah, early. It's a hard drive.
We are done with animals. We just buy them from the neighbor, and then we don't have to do chores every morning. So
you live on a farm too, Stephanie.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, you have a nice farm. Yeah, I've seen pictures of it.
I've been sending Barrett pictures.
He freaked out. He was like, "Is that a cow?" I'm like, "Yes, that's a cow." And he was like, "Why is it at her house?" I'm like, "She lives on a farm." He's like, "There's no. Cows cannot come up to the windows," because he's got a window right by his bed. He's like, gosh, there cannot be cows at the windows. He was.
My grandpa would not allow cows. My grandpa wouldn't allow cows to come up to the house because grandma would name the cows within about a day, and then he couldn't get rid of them afterwards.
Right.
We had about 20 cows. Sally, Joe, Simbi, all these names. And I remember as a kid, he'd say, "Do not take that cow up to the house." I'm like, well, grandma wants to see him. Well, you're not doing it because you're going to name it, and then we can't sell it. So, oh well, that was fun.
Okay, last on our list, are there any growing pains or any other issues you guys have come across that you've had to deal with?
I missed my whiteboard. So
yeah,
I bought these things. This thing that was 4x6. It's got a little. It's from Amazon, like I don't even know how much, but they are reusable, restickable, and they stick to my wall. So behind my screens here, I just put little notes up and stick them to the wall, and they have been my savior.
Yeah, you sent me something a while back with a note to me on the sticky on the note. I was like,
oh yeah, and I put them on my window.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty neat. I like that. It's more of a, it kind of gives more of a personal touch to it, I think.
I like to write everything.
You just drew it and took a picture of it. I'm like, yes, I like that. That's pretty cool.
I'm with Stephanie. I miss the whiteboard. Yeah, that's.
I'm not a big I don't know about Eric. I mean, I use it a little bit for announcements and stuff, but beyond that, that's about it. I use everything on if I do have to do drawings, I do use the iPad pencil on my iPad, which is very few and far between.
Yeah, they don't want to read my handwriting. It's just not legible.
It'd be horrendous for me. And so students would drop the class because of the handwriting.
Although I do get less, because when I'm at a whiteboard, I'll write everything to my left in one color and everything to my right in another, because I can write with both. And then I forget sometimes, and I'll just pick up 2 markers and I'll start writing. And then everybody's like, "Freak show, you need to stop." And I have to explain, like, I'm ambidextrous. It's okay. You knew that because half of you have been in my classes before. And everybody's like, "Nah, you get back to the circus." And I lose them after that. So I forget.
No, Stephen, I think a lot of faculty miss whiteboards. I know as one of the math faculty teachers, she was wanting an app or something. She ended up doing the, I said, just get a really nice whiteboard at Walmart, write out your normal equations, and then take a video of that. Done. That's what she's doing. You don't have to be techie about it. I mean,
yeah, I actually put a Blackboard wallpaper sticker behind one of the couches I do the recording from, because that way if I have something on there, I just have to remember to reverse it later on, and then you can see, you know, like we would do on a chalkboard, you know, like this is what we'll cover today. And at least that way, if you get lost and bored during a video, you can look and see like, how long is Wolf going to keep talking? Because
I'll name one more, Eric, before I forget. I'm sorry. It's on software. It was Watch Together. Watch Together. Had you guys ever done any watch parties before? Have you guys ever done that?
No.
Okay, I'd never done one either before the stay-at-home thing. And so I wanted a way to communicate to students, to have kind of fun, watch geeky tech movies like, you know, hackers and stuff like that. Anyway, I found that Watch Together is really inexpensive. But anyway, you can import videos from YouTube and Vimeo, whereas one of the other watch party tools that's popular is from Netflix, which is good, but you're locked into Netflix movies.
Right.
And a lot of the stuff I have my students watch is either on YouTube or Vimeo or my own content creation. And so Watch Together, it's watch the number 2 and then gather, GATHER.com. Check it out. It's a really good way to, you know, not just for school, but for communicating with family members and friends and watch movies together, because it has like a little chat area you can chat. I didn't use a chat area as much except to post trivia about movies. But then students I noticed were chatting with each other a lot in the chat room. And then they would ask me questions about random stuff in that chat room. So I recommend it for students and anybody else to use. I was a novice. I'd never done it before. And it's a lot of fun. It is a lot. I didn't think it'd be as fun as it was. I thought it'd be totally boring doing that, but the students made it fun for sure by asking questions on, like, one of the movies was Kurt Russell on a 1969 Disney movie he did like the computer fried and then became part of his brain, basically. It transferred to his brain. And the computer wears shoes or something like that. Anyway, one of the scenes in the movie showed a 1969 Mustang. Mint condition. Well, it was 1969. It would be mint condition. It just came out. And so but we talked about Mustangs for like 20 minutes during the movie and showing pictures of Mustangs and all. Yeah, it was really crazy. But anyway, I digress. But Watch Together is definitely a good tool. It's $3.50 a month, something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty negligible.
Yeah, very cheap. So anyway.
All right, great. Any other last secrets you've been dying to get out there? Nothing that helps lubricate the experience. What you cannot see in the background here is like the bottles of scotch or anything. Yeah. So that's not true, students. For everybody who's worried,
I will be transparent here. See this blanket? I don't know if you guys can see it. This blanket here. I never use blankets. I'm like Eric. I think it's like about 45 degrees in here right now. And so I use this blanket, and I did it was you know, a normal blanket, right? But it's not warm because it's been a cold room. So I did purchase at Costco a blanket warmer for $40.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you throw it in this warmer, right? It can be towels, blankets, anything, and in 5 minutes it's toasty warm, and you can throw it around your shoulder. Oh my gosh,
Sweet.
I'm in heaven, man. That was awesome. Costco, $40, Stephanie, $40.
That would be smart.
Gotta join Costco, Stephanie.
Oh, man, I've been
I'll get one for
do.
you. No, I'll get one for you. You'll love it. It's really nice.
Costco, if you're listening, hook us up.
Yeah, I've used it like 100 times in the last 30 days.
Right.
Oh well, but no. It's comfort, right? You gotta be comfortable.
Yeah, you gotta be comfortable.
I did fall asleep a few times too, though, because I got too comfortable.
That's too comfortable.
It was too warm, and it was just like, you know, 5 minutes later I'm snoring. Thankfully, I wasn't on any live connection at the time. So.
No, or that it wasn't like still live and burning or anything. Yes, that would be even worse.
Yes.
So that is a very fantastic segue to our third and final portion for our introductory series here, which is going to be best practices for working from home, where we'll kind of key you in onto some things that we know about just how we work from home and what we know about what helps students work better from home, and that will be on our next episode. Until then, I wanted to thank you on behalf of all of our hosts. We have Jim, Chuck, Stephanie, and myself, Eric. We are the faculty at CIS for Rock Valley College, and until the next time, stay safe and stay sane out there, everybody. Thank you for joining us.